So today's video is a very special one. I have a very special guest with me today.
Very special.
This is Kendall RAE.
Hello.
You guys probably, a lot of you guys I know are subscribed to Kendall. She does a lot of conspiracy theories and true crime stuff on her channel. I love your channel. I've been watching you for years.
I know.
Years.
We became friends because of like astrology and stuff. But yeah, you have been. She's been watching like since the Nash Greer days.
Yeah, you were the Nash Greer girl.
Yeah, oh, don't look that up.
Today's video is going to be a really exciting one because I get questions all day, left and right, about astrology on my channel because I'm just so into it. You guys know with my ColourPop stuff and all of that. Oh, by the way, if the video looks a little bit dark, we're at Kendall's house and it's very cloudy outside.
Yeah. I'm still old school. I still film with like a window.
Same. This is more like a casual, laid back, chatty video. We're going to be getting ready, but I mean, we're mainly here to talk about signs.
Yes.
So.
And I'm not like a professional makeup person, so prepare to be unimpressed by me, but I'm going to play with these pigments.
I'm not a professional makeup person.
Okay, Kathleenlights. Sure.
I asked you guys on Twitter to ask me a bunch of Zodiac astrology questions because since I get them all the time, I thought, who better to answer them with than with Kendall. The reason I got into astrology was because of you. I started seeing, like, from the first videos of you, like, in your dorm or something, in your bedroom.
Oh my gosh, those are so old. That's so really funny. That version of them were so lame.
You were talking, she has updated, she has several videos on astrology. I'm gonna link her channel down below, obviously. We're gonna do a video on her channel where we are talking about all the bad things about the signs. Check out her channel, that'll probably be up after this one. But I asked you guys on Twitter what you wanted to know about Zodiac stuff, so let's go. Our main question is, how do I find out what my moon sign is? How do I find out what my rising sign is?
Okay. So, there is an old school way to find out what your moon sign is, and you can look up moon tables if you want to. If you only want to know your moon sign for some reason, you could look up the moon symbol or the moon tables because you only need your day that you were born for the moon. Generally, most of the time you can figure out the moon. Sometimes you need the time because the moon can change like in the middle of the day. Yeah. But for the most part, you can figure out your moon sign just with a date.
Yeah, for the most part. But sometimes, like, if you're born in the morning, you could have a different moon sign versus when you were born at night because it could possibly change. Right. The moon cycles about every 2.5 days or so, So it goes through all of the signs in a whole month versus the sun stays in one sign for the entire month. So right now, the sun is in Pisces, right? Isn't it? Yes. Is it still in Pisces? Yes. Of course. Yeah. Totally.
Of course it is. What day is it?
March 6th,
Yeah, so we are currently in a Pisces.
We're in the middle of Pisces right now. I get a lot of questions from you guys asking me what apps I like to use to find out my moon sign or what. I like using the, what is it called? I wrote it down.
There's a couple, but the Cafe Astrology one.
Oh yeah, I like using Cafe Astrology.
Yeah. That one. Do they have an app? They didn't used to have an app. I'm like outdated now.
I keep saying app. It's just a website.
Okay.
I keep saying app. Everyone's like, really? What app do you use? I use this app all the time. It's just go on cafeastrology.com or put in a Google search Cafe Astrology birth chart. You could plug in all of your information. You put your name, the time you were born, if you know it, all of that, and then it gives you like a full list of all your planets, your moon, your rising, and all of that.
So that's the best way to do it. Like, you could look at moon tables, but no one's doing that because we live in 2019, and you can just go to a website, type your shit in, and do it. And like, it's actually way more complicated than you would think. Like, when you're putting it into a computer, behind the scenes, it's doing all kinds of shit. It's like converting it, and it's complicated. You have to use something to do it because like we talked about it on the podcast last night. If you want to see that, by the way, we'll link that below. That will be live too.
Yeah, that'll be up.
Kathleen was in that as well. Back in the day, like a long time ago, only really rich people could have their birth charts made because it's so hard to do. They, only like kings and shit had it.
That's so crazy. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Like,
I learned a lot on the podcast.
I know, I did too. Like,
especially about the ages.
Shit. Yep. If you're really interested in astrology, definitely check out our podcast because we went into some really interesting stuff.
We went into like the origin and things like that.
Yeah, it was really fun. There's also a good app if you actually are looking for an app. There's an app called CoStar.
Oh, I love CoStar. Yeah,
CoStar is good. Definitely get that one if you have a phone.
I also get asked a lot what a rising sign is. Like, what is your rising sign? Because I think these are the three most important signs in your chart. It's your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign.
Absolutely.
So your sun sign is like your main sign, your most everyday traits, like your main qualities about you. And then your moon sign is connected to your emotions and how you are, like, deep down on a deep level.
Rising's kind of like what someone who barely knows you would think that you might be. A lot of people guess that I'm a Libra, and I'm a Libra rising. So because I really care about things like justice and I do crime videos and stuff, people often guess Libra for me. And she's a Leo rising, and yeah, I feel like a lot of people could guess that because, you know, the makeup and the just being a YouTuber and stuff, a lot of people.
It's kind of like a first impression you give off to people. And I also feel
most outer layer.
I was just gonna say that. My sister is very into astrology now. She listens to this podcast called The Cosmic Corner. It's a really good podcast, but they only dedicate to astrology, like the whole podcast.
Yeah, that's so cool. So like what's currently going on.
Yeah, and it really does break things down. So if you guys are interested in going further into astrology, The Cosmic Corner is really a really cool podcast. My sister was telling me that your rising sign is also kind of contributes to like your physical features.
It does. It absolutely does.
Which is crazy, which makes a lot of sense because I don't know if it's just because of YouTube or what, but I'm like overly critical about myself physically, like on my face. And I'm always like, oh, my smile lines. Yeah, it's really
beautiful. Such a cute little nose.
I'm not like, I'm not down on myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, but I'm always like pointing things out and being like extra. If my hair isn't a certain way, I'm like, oh my God, my hair or whatever. But the Aquarius in me doesn't give a crap either. And I don't know. I feel like my Leo rising does come out sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely does.
It does,
especially like the way that you personally present yourself to new people. Like how you want to be perceived is often like you'll start acting like you're rising.
But that's crazy because I've never felt Leo-y. Like when I found out that was my rising, at first I was very against it.
I do remember you were like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, I am not a Leo rising. That doesn't make sense because I picture Leos and I think of like, I'm the life of the party. I'm here.
They sometimes are. Like my best friend's a Leo and she's actually really mellow, but she has like a lot of earth. So it really depends on like
your
the
freaking
Leo.
chart. And it depends on your whole damn chart, man.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to look at your entire birth chart, especially before you write off astrology. Honestly, it's like, I can't even take you seriously if you're not even going to look at your birth chart before you like, decide it's all bullshit.
I know you are the sign you were born under, but my twins were preemies. They were born Taurus, but were supposed to be Geminis. Do you think that would affect their traits? I think it's so cute that they were supposed to be Geminis as they are twins.
Oh, that is cute. I do know some twins that are Geminis, and I always think that's the cutest fucking thing.
Yeah.
It happens so often.
It does.
It's really weird.
Mary-Kate and Ashley, twin Geminis. Beyonce's twins, like the kids, twin Geminis.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It does happen often. But see, for this, I don't know. I just think if you're watching Lindsay, I think that your children, were supposed to be Taurus. Like their destiny was to be Taurus no matter what.
Yeah.
So even though it was your due date was in Gemini, your kids were born to be Tauruses.
And look on the cusp, because if you were close to having your due date in Gemini, then they could be right on the cusp, which means they're kind of a little bit of both. Like I am on the cusp of Taurus and Aries, and I definitely have.
I see that.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
So. You know that is another major question on these questions. Do you believe in cusps? Because a lot of major astrologers do not.
Yeah, some of them don't. I mean, I think it's kind of like personal if you believe in them. I don't think it's like a straight up you are like a half and half mix. Like I think you can be influenced by your cusp. Most of the energy is going to come from the sign that you are under, what sign the sun is actually in.
I agree.
What sign the sun is channeling at the time. But obviously there's a little like leftover residue from the one before, and you might get like a little residue, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I feel that way because I do think that there's a difference between April Tauruses and May Tauruses. I feel it.
Yes. Oh, there is actually. Like, if you really want to get in astrology, there's something called the decan. I think it's called maybe it's a decan. Oh, it could be. I don't know. I think it's decan. And it's where the month is divided into 3. So kind of like 10 days-ish. It varies even more to the type of sign that you are. Like, it goes even further. It goes down to the degree. The circle, the birth chart, as we see here, the zodiac wheel, is 360 degrees. So each sign has 30 degrees inside of it. Each day of the month is a different degree. So you also have a degree that you are. So you are an Aquarius to a certain degree.
Right. Oh,
and you can look up
interesting.
Exactly why that makes you different than a different Aquarius.
Dude, when you go deep into astrology, it gets
deep.
So specific. That is why you cannot write it off and think it's bullshit just by knowing your sun sign.
Definitely
because
not.
You're affected by your birth chart is so intricate. My sister was like telling me that there's a south node and a north node.
Yes.
And your north node is kind of like your life in this life, and then your south node is like your past life almost.
It goes
so
deep,
insane.
y'all. Like, you could sit down with an actual astrologer, like, not just someone. Like, people always think that because I'm really into astrology that I know how to, like, read someone's whole life and their whole birth chart, and definitely not. Like, people do this for their whole lives. Like, they
there's people who dedicate,
yeah. If you go and sit with one of them, you'll be amazed.
I'm just a lover of astrology and I'm so into it and I love learning about it.
And a great way to learn about astrology is to like follow what sign the moon currently is in. I think that's a great way to start with astrology, is start paying attention to the moon. There's like apps you can download that'll just tell you what the moon is that day, and try to notice the energy that you feel around you, or just read about it. And reading about how it affects us every day also helps you understand the sign. And yeah, it's just forever.
You know, today
knowledge.
is the new moon in Pisces. They say you should write down all your manifestations
Yes,
today.
you've got to write down your intentions, and then when the full moon comes, you kind of like look back and see how you did on your intentions.
I need to write down my intentions today.
Yeah, it's really good. You'd be surprised at how much the moon affects you when you like start paying attention to it.
How did you get started in learning about astrology? Any books recommendations? Oh my god, the book that I love and I always recommend to them is the book you recommended to me.
Yeah, because it's the best. It's the best book, dude.
I'm gonna put a picture of it right here. This is the best book and it breaks everything down. It doesn't go super detailed like to everything.
Yeah.
But it talks about
over the ages.
Yeah, and it talks about cusps and all of that.
Yes.
So definitely check it out. I got it on Amazon. What zodiac signs are most compatible?
People ask this all the time because I think one of the main things people want to know is like if
in
they
a love life.
Yeah, they're like want to know if they match with their new love interest or whatever. And
that's such a tricky subject.
I know it really is, because I happen to match with my husband extremely well, but I know a lot of couples that their charts don't line up perfectly. And they're really
Aquarius and Taurus are not supposed to be romantically involved.
Exactly.
Danny's a Taurus and I feel like we get along great, so
you really can't look at that. It's actually like a real astrologer would have to look at it and do something called synastry, which they analyze your whole chart, like where your planets are opposing each other. Like you really can't look at two signs and be like, oh no, they're a shitty match.
Yeah.
I mean, you might see that. Like I definitely have known couples where I'm like, this isn't gonna work because of their signs. Like it's just, and then they break up and I was right. Or like marriages have dissolved and I'm like, I saw that shit coming.
You know what's weird? I know several Aries women who are with Scorpio men and they're like a match made in heaven.
I can see that though, because they're both so passionate and intense.
Dude,
like
so many.
Yes, I think it definitely, your sign's obviously going to affect it because it's like the type of person you are.
I mean, again, your moon sign, all of that comes to play.
And it's not just like whether or not you can be with someone, it's how the relationship will work. So you can be with someone and have a challenging relationship, but still have a good relationship. You know, like a lot of couples still fight all the time. Some people go at it, but they're still like seriously in love and a great match.
I would also say that I feel like general, if we're just talking general, earth and water is a really nice match, you think?
Yes, earth and water is a great match because it makes mud, as the astrologers like to say. Oh. Air and fire are supposed to make hot air.
Is that a bad match or a good match?
Good match.
Good match.
And then earth and water make mud. Good match.
You know what? I can see it. I can see air and fire working well together because I kind of feel like air signs are very go with the flow and fire signs are so intense.
Yeah, like on a surface level, that's how basic compatibility works, is like if you're an earth sign, you're probably gonna get along with other earth signs and water signs. If you're an air sign, you'll probably get along with air signs and fire signs and vice versa. But it's so vague, you know?
It is so vague because I'm an air sign and I love earth signs. They're my favorite. I get along with them the best and I love them.
I feel like a beauty guru. Now we're gonna swipe with windshield wiper motions.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Nobody has said that lingo since like 2015.
I know, I've been out of the game for a while. And the thing people would always say if they like got a new product, be like, oh yeah, I just picked this up at the store, I just picked it up. I just picked this up too. And then I picked this up. I miss all the old lingo. Now it's so like different. Everyone's like, this makes me shook.
How does Mercury in retrograde affect the signs?
Yeah, so Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde is going to affect all of the signs, but it's going to be in a certain sign. There's going to be Mercury retrograde in whatever blank, and it could affect them more. But in general, Mercury retrograde affects things such as communication, travel. You might fight with people, or like texting might, people might take things the wrong way. Like your communication skills are just shot because Mercury is the planet of communication. And it doesn't really go backwards, but it appears to the human eye like Mercury is going backwards because Mercury actually does stop. It's a real thing. It's retrograde. It's like science. This does affect us. So they say, don't buy new things during this time. Don't start new projects. Be careful with communicating with people. Like, be really clear. Don't travel. We're traveling today.
Wait, is it in retrograde?
Is it? You know what? I think it is. Is it the 7th already?
Kendall, you can't say those things.
It's the
to
7th.
me.
We're fine. Don't
you can't
worry.
say don't travel to an Aquarius. Tell us your placements.
Oh, like their whole chart. I'm a Taurus sun, a Taurus moon as well. So that's why I connected so much to astrology, because when I like started learning about Taurus, I was like, this is me like all around. Like this is 100% me. So I didn't need the moon sign thing to convince me. Once I learned I was also a Taurus moon, I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then I have the Libra rising. I have my Venus in Taurus as well. And then I have my Mercury in Aries, so I can kind of communicate like a psycho sometimes.
Oh, wow.
And yell. I can be really loud and mean when I'm mad. Wow. And I write horrible emails, especially when I'm mad. I just like, like typos, like just, it's so bad. And then I read it back and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cringe. Normally I have to slow down and have Josh write my emails because I'm so bad.
There we go. The planet of Venus is kind of like how you are in relationships. Like it's the planet of love. That makes sense that Danny has a Taurus Venus. That makes a lot of sense.
Dude, me and Danny are so similar. It's insane.
Yeah, you guys are
like
very
we're like
similar.
the same person. It's really weird.
I have a Scorpio moon, like you guys know. I've spoken about that a lot. My Mercury is Capricorn, my Venus is Capricorn, my Mars is Capricorn.
You are tons of Capricorn.
Yeah, and then
that's why you like Earth so much. You have tons of Earth. You're like very Earth dominated.
And then my rising is Leo, like I said. But yeah, I'm very earthy, happy. You know what? That's probably why a lot of the times I do get down on myself and I can be pessimistic when it comes to myself.
Yeah, probably.
It's because of my Capricorn. Because I don't feel like Aquarius is typically are negative.
No, Capricorns like to punish themselves.
Sometimes I feel that way about myself. Ooh, we talked about this in the podcast a little bit. Someone said, do you think male and female signs differ a lot from each other?
Yes. I definitely do. I think your gender is gonna have a role on it. I mean, it's obviously gender somewhat affects your personality, so it's gonna affect your sign as well. But I do see a lot of like things that, for example, like a Pisces man we were talking about and a Pisces woman are very different. And
very different.
You know, I see those same things repeating in women and then not in the men and then same thing. So
because I kind of feel like also every Scorpio man I know is so mellow and chill and
yes,
not
they are.
they're not as intense as a Scorpio woman at all. Ah, man, I really do feel like obviously your gender does play a huge role.
Are you doing lashes? No.
Never.
No, okay. I'm not doing lashes.
Too lazy. Never do lashes ever.
Really? I do them for every single video because I feel like I look weird without them.
It's just not my I know, but it's just so hard for me to apply. I just can't. Is it common to have a high concentration of a sign in your chart? I have 6 Scorpio placements and a friend of mine has 5 Capricorn placements. That seems like a lot.
Wait, she has how many?
She has 6 Scorpio placements in her chart.
That just means that at that time, most of the planets were in Scorpio, so you have insane Scorpio energy. Yeah. If not, it is uncommon. It's unique and special, so feel cool about yourself. But yeah, it's not weird or like not real or anything.
What is your favorite sign?
I mean, personally, I just really like Virgos and I really like Sagittarians. Every Sagittarius I know is just really like fun and upbeat and like positive. And I'm married to a Virgo.
Well, yeah, I feel like Earth signs generally love Earth signs, but I would kind of feel like as a Taurus, you would bump heads with a Sagittarius. Oh,
I sometimes definitely could. Like, there's no way I could be married to one. I have a lot of them as friends, and I have some of them as ex-friends. So yeah, I've definitely seen the rough side of Sagittarius as well. Yeah.
My friend Melody, she like works with me. She has so many Taurus best friends, and she's a Saggy. It's such a strong personality on both ends. I'm like shocked about it, but I know
we kind of vibe in a weird way. Like, I don't know. I love their need for adventure. They're interesting. They love to learn.
I like them a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they have great traits, and they're fucking hella lucky. Like, if you're a Sagittarius normally, you're lucky.
Yeah. I say if I had to switch my sign to something else, I'd probably want to be a Sagittarius.
Same.
They're so optimistic. They're so fun, and like I want to be that positive all the time.
Me too. I'm not. I'm just not.
Yeah.
But I like being around them because I'm like...
Same, yes, same.
Lifts me up.
Oh my God, my friend Melody, whenever I'm like, this is the worst thing that could happen, she's like, snap out of it. This is not the worst thing that can happen. Let me tell you.
Yeah, like even in the most like upsetting situations, they're like,
yeah,
it's okay.
I was reading somewhere that if you have either an air sun or an earth sun and you have like an either water moon or a fire moon, it comes out a lot because fire and water is stronger than air and earth. So those elements are a lot more powerful and they can come out more in your chart. So if you're a Gemini and you feel like, dude, I am nothing like a Gemini, most likely you probably have maybe a fire or water moon that you feel like
very
overpowers.
Dominating. Yeah, absolutely. That is 100% real.
That's what happened to me. That's why I never pictured myself as an Aquarius. Now that I know more about signs, I'm like, yeah, I'm very Aquarius.
Yeah.
But I was such an emotional kid. I just never understood it until I found out that I was a Scorpio moon. and then everything made sense.
Isn't that great when you have those aha moments in astrology? You're like, oh, my whole life makes sense now.
Yeah.
I love the moment where, like, especially Capricorns and Cancers, when they figure out why the fuck their life is why it is. They're like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Especially Capricorns. They go through some shit. They go through hard times. Am I allowed to cuss on your channel?
Yeah, of course. Especially in these kinds of videos, I do. Hello, Jessie Cuss is on my channel all day, every day.
Oh, yeah, duh. She's a Leo.
Yeah, she's a double Leo.
Can't hate on them. They're fun.
Yeah, they're the best.
They are.
They really are fun. One of Danny's best friends is a Leo, and he's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, they're fun as fuck.
They're really, really fun.
I love being around them. They're fun to drink with. And
they are fun to drink with.
They're
down to have a good time, man.
For sure.
They're never like bitter.
Yeah, they don't hang on. They're kind of similar to Sagittarius in the way they don't like hang on to stuff for too long. But
Aries are fun too. It's a fire thing, man. Danny's dad is an Aries, and he's just like down for anything. It could be like 2 in the morning, and I'll call him like, hey, you want to go to like Walmart? He's like, yeah, I'll go in the car right now. Aries are up for anything.
I would be like, no.
Like, bitch, I'm sleeping. That's Danny.
I can't handle that. Like, I have to have a plan beforehand.
You know, it's funny. Here's an Aries story. Danny's dad, they went to, his wife is a Pisces, but I don't know why I need to say that, but they went to North Carolina for a week looking for snow, and there was no snow at all. This was like years ago. No snow, nothing. And they came back to Miami, and the next day that they got there, they turned on and there was a blizzard in North Carolina, and he was like, you want to go back? And she's like, okay. And they went. Danny's like, I would never drive down from North Carolina and go back the next day.
For snow?
Yeah. I was like, that's an Aries.
Damn. It like bothers me a lot. Like when someone last minute is like, hey, what are you doing right now? You want to hang out? I'm like,
oh my God,
right
that's
now.
Me. That's me.
Like, I don't have a bra on. Like, what do you mean? I can't do anything. I can't handle it. Yeah, I know you love it.
I do, because I'm the type of person that I hate promising something because I know at the last minute it doesn't.
I was like, what do you want to do for dinner last night? And then she was like, oh, I just can't handle that right now. It's too stressful. We end up not eating till like 10:30. Her husband's so hungry. Oh my God.
I know. I hate plans.
I feel like that's a lot of people's reasoning for not wanting to make plans, is being afraid of like disappointing someone and breaking them.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially disappointing and breaking them to your Earth friends or family.
Yeah, that like.
My cousin Janine is a Virgo, and I hate promising that I'm gonna do something because I hate disappointing her out of everyone in my family.
Yes. Josh is always so disappointed.
And it makes me feel so bad because, you know, like they're very by the book and they never disappoint. They're not flaky.
No, they do it right.
Virgos do it right. How do you deal or respond to people who completely hate on astrology? I understand not everyone is into the same thing, but I've had some aggressive reactions.
Oh yeah, people definitely get aggressive. I'm like, easy. I ain't trying to make you join Scientology here, friend.
I know.
Like, I'm trying to just tell you about something I love, and if you think it's bullshit, that's not gonna hurt my feelings. You certainly don't need to leave this like scathing long comment about how dumb I am.
I know.
I hate that. It's like, really? If you don't believe it, just don't believe it.
Exactly.
You don't have to come and tell me you don't. Like, great, I know. A lot
like,
of the world
stop hating
doesn't
on
believe it.
something I believe in. It's what I believe in.
Exactly.
Jesus
it's rude.
Christ.
It's rude. Especially when they haven't looked at their chart. I'm just like, LOL, bye.
Yeah, when you have done zero research, and you're like, oh, that's all fake. I read those comments and I'm like, I wonder what your sign is. Are you a Capricorn?
I know. Capricorns are very hard to convince. Very hard.
Super hard to convince.
On everything, conspiracies, like they need a lot of fucking logical proof. And so astrology is hard for them because it's something that a lot of it's feeling. A lot of it's like a spiritual connection. And you can't always just like look it up. It's not a science.
And they're so analytical and critical, and it's like they need facts.
Yeah.
They rarely go on like a feeling.
Exactly. They don't.
Someone said, not a question, just something I want to share. Okay. I'm a Virgo sun and a Leo moon, and I feel like 2 different personalities in one person. I'm always torn between things and cannot decide for shit. These 2 opposite signs in my chart are driving me crazy sometimes.
Dude. Wait, what was it? A Virgo, Sun, Leo, Moon?
Yeah.
That's the opposite of my cousin. She has the same thing, and it's like, well, first of all, they're next to each other on the Zodiac wheel. As we can see here, the maiden is next to the lion right here. So when you're next to each other, like I said earlier, you might kind of clash. And so imagine having like a clashing personality. That's just what makes you you. You can't really like do anything about it. I definitely can't like give you a fix for that, but know that that's what it is and understand that about yourself. And I think if anything, understanding astrology and why you are the way you are just helps you in your life. It's helped me so much. Like I have bettered myself so much as a person because of knowing my negative Taurus traits and trying to like go away from them.
I feel like those are answer the majority of the questions. A lot of you guys are asking kind of like the same questions, asking about birth charts, sun signs, moon signs, rising signs. So I feel like we kind of went into details enough in this video, at least a bit. If you have more questions, leave them down below. I'll try to answer your questions there.
Yeah, and I do have like a whole series that talks about each sign. So if you like want to know more about your sign, or you can just do a Google search, get a book. There's plenty of ways.
That was such a Taurus way to respond to that.
I know. I hate myself. Sounded so aggressive. Get a fucking book.
Anyway, guys, I feel like it's getting a little bit darker and more gloomy now.
Yeah,
so we definitely should wrap up this video. I'm sorry if it's dark, but I feel like who cares what. It's more about what we're talking about. So
trust me, you really don't even want to see my makeup. Thanks for having me. It was really fun.
No, thank you for being on my channel.
I'm gonna be a beauty guru for the day.
Thank you
love
guys.
Astrology. I'm like any reason to talk about it, I'm down.
I can talk about it for days about the same thing.
Yeah, literally. And it's fun to be around people who actually get it.
Same.
You know?
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was super requested. I hope we answered a lot of your questions.
It's probably long.
It's okay. People love long videos here on this channel. They love it.
Thanks for hanging in there.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video.